guys, Dandelion Song here. So they've really stepped up the school shootings, and then this has been passed around a little bit, and I think it needs to be passed around more. I don't know if you have tried to talk to anybody on the street about that these school shootings are manufactured for fear and control, but a lot of people and smart people still believe that, there really are, the news tells the truth, and humans are the problem, because that's basically the story. If you believe that these things are true, then that has to be the conclusion, is that the news tells the truth and humans are the problem. If you believe that the news is lying to you, then the news and the Zionist and the secret controlling of the government is the problem, and the humans are basically, fine and decent people. So this is from, this is probably other places, but I took this off of the Before It's News site, and I think that people should share this. I have this link in my description, and it talks about, let's just read it. The government encouraged, so this is from the book, sorry, Behold a Pale Horse, and it says that he published this in 1991, and it paints a picture of government being willing to manufacture and use any catastrophic event to further a global agenda to destroy America's sovereignty by confiscating our guns. Now, I know that Zachary and some other people don't believe that this is the agenda, and they have good reasons, having to do with how strong the NRA is, and that these events actually increase gun sales. So I'm considering all that, except for that because I come from a point of view of diversity and of, all different points of view exist, and there are at least 13 houses of control here. Not all of them are getting money from the gun sales. And so I believe that we have infighting and a civil war within the Illuminati houses, and that both things are true. That they are trying to confiscate guns, and other houses of control are benefiting from the sales of guns. I believe that both things are true. So I think that comes from an expanded view of the diversity of what's going on here. Now, one of the classic mistakes that humans fall under is to think of that the top guys are all on the same, just to broad brush. They've taught us in school and in religion to broad brush things. There's the good and the bad. There's the low and the high. And we're not trained to have mental diversity, so we need to realize both things could happen. And it just depends on which Illuminati house comes out on top, whether, for one thing, they could both win. They sell the firearms, they make the money, and then they confiscate the firearms. Why aren't we talking about that as one of the possibilities? So we need to expand our view. And one of the problems with expanding our view is there are not enough words to describe an expanded view, so it makes it hard to talk about these things. Okay, so let's just read this. The government encouraged the manufacture and importation of military firearms for the criminals to use. This intended to foster a feeling of insecurity which would lead American people to voluntarily disarm themselves by passing laws against firearms. Most American people don't realize if you take away firearms from the good and decent people, that is not going to take firearms away from the CIA and the Jesuits. Now it's coming out, of course, Putin seems to be making it obvious to the world that the U.S. is ISIS. This was obvious to a lot of people who are paying attention all this time, and now we hope it's going to be obvious to everyone. So now it needs to be obvious that the U.S. is also are the Jesuits, and that's the CIA, and that is based here, CIA, and the CIA is also ISIS. And if you pass gun laws, it's not going to count for those guys. So you can pass all the gun laws you want, and it's not going to count for them. Most people on the street don't understand this, and I understand why you don't want to talk to those people, and I don't want to talk to them either. I have actually tried to talk to some of them, and they become angry. And the reason why they become angry, and I know this causes a shutdown in the truth teller. Now what we have to do is recognize the strategy. These people have been hypnotized with an anger trigger. So they will react with anger when they hear something that goes against their original hypnotic programming. Well, what we have to do as the caring and gentle person who wishes to tell the truth is we have to already forgive them in advance for their anger that they're going to express towards you. Now, the more indoctrinated they are, the more difficult it is to talk to them. And you could spend an hour talking to them, and then you have to come back and do it all again a week later, and then they'll be angry with you the second time. And those people maybe aren't worth talking to. So what you have to do is target people. I'm going to actually give you a strategy, and it's not like I'm super good at this, but this is one of my strategies. I've been studying human nature, and especially human nature of hypnotized people. What I notice is that humans are very sensitive to ridicule. So what you have to do is pick your person that you want to talk to. They need to be educated but open-minded, or open-minded and not educated. So you'll know which one is the right one. And then you can wade into this topic, but what you need to do is, it sounds kind of sad, but what you need to do is wade into this topic from the point of view of that you are siding with the person that you're talking to, and you are gently ridiculing everyone else who doesn't understand. And I'm sorry we have to use ridicule, but ridicule will break the hypnotism. And you can see from the way the military works that they use ridicule and insult to batter down, to batter and control. So we can use ridicule to break the shell of the hypnotism. So then you see how gently you can do that. First of all, you ally with the person, saying, "Oh, these people who don't understand about, who the CIA is, and if you pass gun control, they're not going to take the guns away from the CIA. Those people don't understand." And then you read the person, and you see you see how they're affected by the very gentle ridicule that you got, and you see whether you're going to have a hostile reaction from them. The more you lay down, the more you tune in the level of ridicule, the less of an angry and hostile reaction you're going to have from the person that you're talking to. You want to try to keep them on your team, where you are standing next to them, classifying everyone else as somebody who doesn't understand. This is a psychological tactic that helps them feel safe and unsafe at the same time, while they, consider what you're saying. Then you might need to have your facts ready and step it up a little bit. Ridicule will, even if you feel like you lost this conversation, if you deliver what I would say, and if you do this, see, you can do this with love. I know you think that using these things is wrong. However, if you are attempting to free one of these sweet ones out here who probably wishes to be free. Nobody wants to live as a sheep. They probably wish to be free, so you are basically just, doing the unpleasant thing. It's kind of like changing their diaper. It's unpleasant, but you need to use what you can to free them, without harming or disabling their personality, of course. And you don't want to fall yourself under the spell that this person is not worthy of your love, no matter how they act, even if they're very angry towards you. You're basically trying to free them. So you would increase the hostility to the point, if you leave them with a little thorn in their thumb, that would be a point of ridicule that doesn't go away. Even if you feel like you have lost that conversation, lost that person, they will consider what you have said later, and they will eventually open up, because they will eventually consider what you have said. So I just leave you with that, because this is what we need to do. And if you do it with love for truth, love for the people that you're talking about, you'll have better luck. So this guy Cooper wrote this book in 1991. All right, I'm still reading this, sorry. Okay, using drugs and hypnosis on mental patients in a process called Orion, the CIA calculated the desire in these people to open fire on schoolyards and thus inflame the anti-gun lobby. This plan is well underway and working perfectly. The middle class is begging the government to do away with the Second Amendment. So I've tried to untangle this these Christmas lights here for you. We need to have diverse thought. There are two camps of Illuminati that win with this: the ones that sell the firearms and the ones who wish to disarm the public. Both of these things are active. So one of these camps, say you're in the camp of they wish to disarm the public, and the ones who are over here saying, well, they're making money. Okay, well, the word they is too general. Of course, commoners use the word they for all of the uppers, but the word is too general, and here we have two churches fighting against each other. We have they're trying to make money on gun church, and we have they're going to confiscate your guns church. And these guys are calling each other shills. Children. You're both right. Okay, that was the mommy. The mommy came out in a minute. So, oh, yeah. We need to back up. There are more than one they here. And ultimately, you can logic this out. You can cognate this out. There is a win for both of them on this. They can be opposed, and there's a win for both of them. The checks are already cashed by the time they confiscate the guns. It doesn't take a genius to figure that out. Okay. Love you guys. What else was I going to do in this video? Oh, I know. I was going to talk about, hold on. Okay, so I was going to talk about my channel. So here I have this set to how it looks to you. And I wanted to show you that I have an intro here for new people. It's not showing that, but I think right above here there's an intro here for new people and for returners, and I think the computer actually knows which is which. And okay, so I had to fix these playlists. I keep putting them on private. That's from before I even had I even made videos. All right, so in my comments, I fixed. Here's one of the videos. I'm just going to scroll down and show you. I fixed the links. Yay! So I went down and I tiny URL'd everything except for that one. See. I think it's still going to work though. I'll tiny URL this one. This is important. This is the one that has this link right here. That's this one. So that you can use that to share with people. Clicking back. Oh my gosh. Alright, so I tiny URL'd my channel page, my blog page, my main playlist page, so this way YouTube can't trim all this off. This is the playlist for all of the secret drawings that I found all over the world. Simpsons. These are word decodes, which will help you understand the language that you are speaking. This is the Menorah Gematria playlist. This is the new Gematria that I'm using as a bridge Gematria. It gives a good perspective on simple Gematria. This is the main playlist page. And then these are my blog lists. Now on the blog, I don't have too many blog posts because it really is so hard to make blog posts. I don't know how Zach does all of this work. It's incredible. Blog posts and so many videos. Blog posts are a headache for me. Okay, anyway, but on some of these are the early blog posts, and they do have really nice pictures and links in them, in case you want to check that out. Here is where I get some of my royalty and copy-free music, and here's where I get more royalty and copy-free music, and he has a donation link. And his music, both of these people write great music. All right, well, anyway, I just want to tell you that I tiny URL'd all that, and it took forever, and so I just wanted to let you know that I fixed all that up. Hopefully these links will work. This one probably won't work for very long, but the other ones will work. All right, love you guys. Talk to you later.